Liz Nagy is here with more on the Pope's passing from Chicago Archbishop Cardinal Blase Cupich.
He says the Pope's death is a profound loss for everybody in the church.
And Tanya, you spoke to him recently, so you know Cardinal Blase Cupich earned his position among the College of Cardinals under the papacy of Francis back in 2016. And it was also Pope Francis who named Cupich as Archbishop of the Archdiocese of Chicago in 2014. So the two men shared a close personal relationship. Shortly after the Vatican announced the passing of Pope Francis overnight, Cardinal Cupich released a statement reading in part, "As we mourn his passing, I ask that God comfort us, but also strengthen us to remain steadfast in carrying on the work of restoring our church's place in the world as a source of hope and as an advocate for those in need." Now, Pope Francis was the son of immigrants and a leader referred to as the People's Pope. He spoke often about the plight of migrants around the world and prayed constantly for people living in poverty and war-torn nations. As Pope Francis remained hospitalized for pneumonia in February and March, Cardinal Cupich sat down with our Tanya Bambich to speak about the issues that guided both leaders' faith and his personal friendship that formed organically over time with the pontiff.
We hit it off right away. It was very clear that he knew my background, he knew what I was about, and the things that I have done. And so by the information that he received, he felt as though I could do the job here in Chicago and would do it in such a way that would represent how he wanted to move the church.
Pope Francis is widely credited with guiding the Catholic Church in a more inclusive way, famously saying, "Who am I to judge?" when asked about gays in the church. The pontiff also said he wanted a greater role for women in the church, but maintained they could not be priests. Cardinal Cupich spoke about the Holy See's approach to leadership and the legacy he leaves for 1.4 billion Catholics around the world.
I think that he wanted to set up an understanding of the church, first of all, to be a field hospital, but also a church that's what he calls synodal. That is, that we walk together and we listen to each other. We're not just a teaching church, but a listening church. Are there people who don't like this? Yes. But I think the direction is irreversible.
Now, late this morning, the Archdiocese of Chicago announced that Cardinal Cupich will preside over a memorial service for Pope Francis. That will be Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. at Holy Name Cathedral. And while we wait for details about an official papal funeral, we know that Pope Francis rewrote the papal funeral rites just last year to simplify that ritual. His coffin will be placed in St. Peter's Basilica for public viewing. All of that is somewhat breaking from the formal traditions of the past.
His desire always to be humble. And apparently that one of his requests was not to be buried at the Vatican,
right,
but instead at a basilica in Rome.
Right, because he wants to be, in a more common way, wore the white robes, not the official papal stuff. So we'll be continuing to talk about all of that over the next few days.
Appreciate the insight. Thank you, Liz.
Thank you, Liz.